What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are here with the struggle to glory in the Sauber. And as you can see, we are actually doing a little event here for the person in the career mode. I can't even remember his name, but yes, we have to do this, have to overtake 12 people in total. Hopefully that actually manages to work out, because the car is a bit, I would say it's definitely understeery compared to the 2017 cars, but it's definitely better than the McLaren MP4/4, because it's that this car that we're driving right now is actually a newer car compared to the McLaren MP4 dash 4, and we are actually plowing through this event today. And look at this, up to 12 people. We've already met the objective. We've already beaten the objective, P12. So yeah, we've got 12 cars that we've overtaken, and now we've got 14 in total, which is really good. Losing the back end there for good measure, and we overtook 14 people out of 12, which is really positive start to the episode. And yeah, look at that. So yeah, the objective is to get 12, and you've got 14. And yes, also upgrades, I think we did from Australia, I'm not quite sure. It's actually coming next race, not this race, it's coming next race, because it's China and it was supposed to come in Bahrain. But I was just looking at the different selections for upgrades for the front wing. But yeah, let's just hop in to qualify practice ones.
On why they're so much faster now, despite being significantly heavier than the previous generations of machines. Take us through that one.
I'd be happy to, Crofty. And simply put, it's a matter of grip. Now, that comes from two sources. You have what we call mechanical grip, which comes from the surface of the tyres sticking to the road. And these tyres are significantly wider now when compared to previous years, so they have the potential for more mechanical grip. Then you have the downforce, of course, which pushes the car into the road as the air moves over it, thus generating grip. And these cars have about 20% more downforce, which is more than enough to overcome the added weight.
And off we go here. A track acclimatization was pretty decent actually. We went a little bit deep in the final corner, as you saw there. But yeah, it was a pretty good and understandable lap. Yeah, the different lines for this track, of course, very different. And yeah, tyre wear definitely struggled for the tyre wear test. Just turn 1 and turn 2 really did kill the tyres. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 killed it. And look at this, we just couldn't get the fuel as well. We tried to lift off, but we just couldn't get the fuel done there. It was too hard. But also qualifying pace as well, we were really we're just gonna show you the around the whole entire lap here, right behind Verstappen. He's on the mediums or softs, I think. And yeah, we try to actually stick with him here, but we're just gonna watch this lap. Nice and smooth there. Brake pretty reasonable margin there, and we get a pretty decent exit as well. Still tucked in behind Ricardo, sorry, not Verstappen. And yeah, look at that, we just can't take that corner flat out. Compared to the Red Bulls, Mercedes, Ferraris, definitely losing out in downforce. So that's definitely a thing that we need. Straight line speed is okay. It's okay. I would say we don't need to work on the straight line speed right now, because look where the Red Bulls are. They're still the third fastest team, even though they got such a bad engine. But yeah, look at that. We just go really deep. We're not even able to go full speed through that corner, but we managed to just about keep it. And then yeah, I think all we need is just downforce. Downforce is our worst thing. Downforce, and the chassis is terrible. As we go wide there, losing a little bit of the back end. I would say it's a clean lap. A little bit of a corner cut there, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, all around a pretty clean lap. And yeah, because of Ricardo from the slipstream, I think he's the one who actually got us P17.
We'd like to welcome you from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China. In recent seasons, much talk has been made about tyre wear. Some say it gets in the way of the racing, others say it's always been part of the sport. Are we going to see drivers trying to look after their tyres here, or throw caution to the wind and worry about that when it becomes a problem?
Tyre wear is always something you have to consider to a certain degree. Finding a good car balance that suits the circuit will help prolong the life of the tyre, but it's true that some circuits, such as this one, are more challenging than others. How hard you can push them depends on your strategy and how tight the battle is around you.
And there we go, across the line. Pretty decent lap time, I would say. Yeah, that's a pretty decent lap time. Pushing as hard as we possibly can. We go even faster because we were, not even faster as much, because we were actually managed to make it into Q2, which I was really happy about. But we got P15, made a few mistakes here and there. And yeah, this is the Crofty.
Felipe Massa passed Jenson Button into turn 1 at the very first Chinese Grand Prix in 2004. Shanghai has consistently provided close racing and extraordinary memories. It's where Lewis Hamilton effectively lost the title in his rookie year, and it's where Nico Rosberg claimed Mercedes' first win of the modern era in 2012. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. Joining me once again to take you through this race is the effervescent Anthony Davidson, and I'm very much looking forward to it getting underway. You raced here, of course, didn't you, back in your Super Aguri days in that infamous Chinese Grand Prix of 2007?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't last that long though, unfortunately. Qualifying had gone pretty well, but my brakes failed quite early in the race, around lap 10 or 11, something like that. And of course, back in 2004, I was the very first Formula 1 driver to complete a lap of this circuit. Just thought I'd mention that for you, Crofty, like a good stat. It's a fairly tough circuit on the brakes here though, you know, there's that long back straight down into turn 14, and then you got turn 6 and 11. They're quite heavy as well. On top of that, managing your front tyre wear is always a challenge around here, so there's a lot to keep in mind during the Grand Prix.
And off we go here. We can't wait to start this Chinese Grand Prix, and as you can see, Mercedes further than constructors between Red Bull and Ferrari. But yeah, that's it. Well, it doesn't really matter about them, it's about us. It's going to be 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix, and we're on the way. Hamilton getting a pretty good start, 2 Mercedes getting a pretty good start. We get a pretty poor start, but then in turn 1 and turn 2, going round the outside of a few people there, getting blocked by the 2 Toro Rossos, going side by side, and a little bit of contact with Ocon, who's been pretty strong in the season in that Force India, which is good to see the youngster doing well there. And look at this, up the inside of 4 people trying to get Hulkenberg. We managed to squeeze him out onto the curb, and we're actually up into P8. And look at this, here comes Hulkenberg now coming back on the next lap, on the start of the next lap, trying to go round the outside, but we try and squeeze him out there. Well, not quite, but we still have to be respectful and give him some room. We have to go round the outside, not quite, but then a little bit of contact, but then we still get pretty much a good exit there, and we've got enough speed to try and dive it down the inside, close enough there. He looks up on the left there, and it's still side by side. Can we still try and get past Hulkenberg? A little bit of contact again, but round the outside, this is too close. Hulkenberg just about leaving us enough room, and this is really close. Can we try and get him? We switch back to the inside, onto the curb, squeezing out Hulkenberg there. Hulkenberg squeezes us as well, but just enough respect between each other. And look at this, Renault versus a Sauber, which is pretty interesting. Still got a little bit of contact. We try and go around the outside, and does it work? Does it work? We go a little bit deep, and he's back up our inside, but we managed to just about pull ahead. And look how much time we've lost to Felipe Massa. He's miles up the road. And look at this, Grosjean now. He's coming at us. This is really close. This is a pretty much a three-way battle between us, Grosjean, and Nico Hulkenberg. And this is still really close. Still a little bit of touches here and there between us and the AI. But then we managed to just about get ahead of Roman Grosjean. Very, very close racing between us two. But we still try and go as quick as possible, but we make a little bit of a mistake. Kvyat goes up our inside. We still manage to try and hang it around the outside. Very close, hitting the sideboard. So much little touches with the AI. This is really close. Who's going to get this position? And there's still a little bit of contact there. We're not trying to make contact on purpose here. Trying to just stay ahead of everybody. Look at this. Look how close it is. Trying to squeeze him as much as possible. But we've got the inside line. But then he shoots round the outside. We try and get back round the outside. We are really, really battling away with the AI. But this is really hurting us as well as helping us, because this is helping us to defend for the position with the AI going a little bit slowly. But Massa is well ahead. We get overtaken by Kvyat though, and Grosjean tried to overtake us. But here we come with pure straight line speed on that Toro Rosso. That Toro Rosso really isn't too quick in the straight line, is it? We managed to fend off Grosjean, but then Kvyat goes back up our inside, side by side once again, losing the back end as you just saw there. But we dived down into the pits, and we needed to. Oh, it is lap 5. Really, really good racing, but this is going to be interesting in the pit stops. It's Haas. We are battling Haas and Renault right now. We are trying to stay ahead of Renault and Haas. So let's see how this pit stop is going to go. Pretty decent stop, very, very good stop here. But now, where are we going to come out to compared to Hulkenberg? We have to try and stay ahead of Hulkenberg and Kvyat, because we're also battling them as well. So this is extremely close. Our teammate is literally nowhere. And look at this. Alright, so look on the map there. We see some people just about coming out of the pit, and there you go, ahead of Sainz. We weren't actually battling with him, we were battling with his teammate Kvyat. But I think that's enough for now with the pit stop. And look at this, Grosjean coming out nowhere there. Look at that straight line speed. But then we managed to dive it back round the outside, and we're really trying to battle away with the AI, trying to keep our position. We still managed to hang it down the inside, but Grosjean manages to get a good exit on the curbing there, so which is pretty fantastic. But then we come back at Grosjean, and this is really, really close, squeezing him out to the left, and I think he touched the grass there, which may have unbalanced his car a little bit. But here he comes, Grosjean once again. He just can't have enough, and we actually dived back down the inside. But that was a bad decision. We shouldn't have done that. We should have kept to the outside. But it's side by side. We lose the back end. We make contact with Grosjean, but we don't have much longer of the race left. Definitely not much longer. Yeah, this is gonna be a short episode then, it seems like. But here comes Grosjean, and it is still side by side. He locks up, almost making contact with us. We could have been both of us out of this race, but we are still right behind him, and we're gonna actually dive it on the inside in a very awkward corner to dive up the inside. But we actually managed to make it work, luckily enough a little bit, which will definitely damage our tires. But then Perez managed to get out ahead of us. I accidentally deleted that little clip of him getting out ahead of us, but it's all good. And look at this, Stroll coming out. Oh, Perez looking up, and we are back up into P8, but he's gonna get P9, and it looks like it's just about gonna be Sergio Perez going to get P9, but we're gonna get P8 in a brilliant performance. And look at that, brilliant, getting into Q2, brilliant weekend, getting into Q2 and getting a brilliant start as well, up into P8, just brilliant. I wonder who won the race though. Let's see.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And now let's take a look at the driver's
And there you have it, guys. What a race. Hamilton actually winning the race. Well, he's pretty much a master in China, Canada, pretty much a master in Italy as well, and especially USA. And yeah, Hamilton winning the race. But yeah, that's going to be enough for today's episode. Next episode is going to be coming out straight afterwards. So just watch out for the next episode. Pretty good episode. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time, and please like and subscribe.